Happy One Wheel Wednesday, everybody. I hope you're doing well today. My name is Scott Mendenhall. Welcome to our YouTube channel where we are excited to talk about one wheel stuff and everything in between. We ride one wheels. We own heaps of them. We have, my wife and I have 8 children. They all ride one wheels. It's official. We finally got all of them. The youngest is 4 years old. He rides. He's a mobber. And it's good to be with you today. It is less than a week away from Christmas. Holy cow. Let me introduce some of my friends, as this is the Scott Mendenhall and Friends podcast. We got my one and only best friend, wife of 22 years, drinking from a candy cane mug, Holly Mendenhall.
Hi, everybody. Merry almost Christmas.
Why can't you just say Merry Christmas? It's like, it is Christmas.
Merry Christmas time.
Yeah, I mean, right? Like, it just makes sense to... Jay,
you can say Merry Christmas.
You can. I'll let you. It's okay. And then we got Lily over here wearing a Scott Mendenhall and Friends jersey.
Hey, and I got a snowflake mug. And also, it's not Christmas yet, so you can't say Merry Christmas.
Yes, you can.
Nah, you can say Merry Christmas time. I don't think
that
you can
sounds
say Merry
ridiculous.
Christmas
Yes,
yet.
I mean, like when I was on the phone or I'm out and about at the grocery store, I say Merry Christmas.
I was just texting people Merry Christmas.
Try it.
DMing.
Try it.
I was talking to Neil Bennett yesterday, and I said Merry Christmas to him.
I think it. Oh.
What?
I think you can.
You think it's reserved for one day?
No, I think it's like Christmas Eve, Christmas.
No, that's ridiculous.
No, I disagree.
I
Merry
definitely
Christmas.
disagree.
I was just being
I don't think it's
facetious
Christmas
when
yet.
I said
It feels
Merry
like I
almost.
can only say it for 48 hours max. That sounds a little
not
weird.
Enough time.
So the rest of the time, I hope you have a good Christmas.
Have a Merry Christmas. Have a Merry Christmas.
you can
I
say
hope
that.
you have a Merry Christmas.
It's
Or
kind of
you
the
can
same.
just
I think
say,
this is
like,
a bit
the
silly.
season.
Have a great Christmas. Have a beautiful Christmas.
No.
You're not winning this
Have
one.
an awesome Christmas.
If I had a buzzer
lost
here.
her mind, folks.
She has
Merry
lost her mind. Okay, we're
Christmas.
talking about how do you ride in cold weather, plus so much more. Okay, we're going to give you tips. As we live in Minnesota, we'll give tips how to ride in the frigid cold and in those temperatures that range around 60 and below, because there are some things you got to understand about riding your one wheel. So we're going to talk about those things. We're also going to talk about the new bumpers from One Wheel. We have a set in studio. We'll break it down between the bash bumpers, the bang bumpers, the stock bumpers, and then the free ride bumpers as well. It's we're not gonna ride them. Thank you, Holly, for the sound effects. It's really nice of you to offer those to us. It really helped that moment. And so we're excited about that. We'll also, this is our last podcast of the year.
What?
As next week we will be taking a holiday break around here.
Because of Merry Christmas.
Because of Christmas. Now you've gone too far. Way too far.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
That's better. That feels appropriate. Put in the chat, what do you think? Should it be Merry Christmas only on Christmas Eve and Christmas? What's your thoughts? We'd love to hear you jump in the chats today.
Well, I'll definitely say Merry Christmas when we sign off today because I won't get to say Merry Christmas to them.
Well, that breaks what
any
you
other
just said.
time. I know. People can change.
Oh, my goodness.
But for real, I want to say Merry Christmas to them, so it has to be today.
So on this...
That's why you're not going to see somebody else at the grocery store again. So you say Merry Christmas.
That's true.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Holly, you convinced me.
Oh, my goodness. I already said this.
You're welcome.
I'm so funny.
No. You're not funny at all. I've got to pause for a moment. I have an elbow injury that I've had for quite some time, and I've got my TENS unit on it, and I got to reconnect it because it's not correct. It's not there we go.
Yeah, so if you see his elbow, like...
Yeah, it makes my
jerking,
fingers...
that's why.
It takes these two fingers and makes them curl in at times, so... but I'm trying to fix it.
This dude needs help.
Anything, if I gave a handshake, it hurts back here. I'm not sure what the injury is.
Any doctors in here?
It is not from one wheeling. So all of you that are like, oh, is it because of a
not
one
from
wheel?
one
No,
wheeling.
but look, you can
Sounds
see
like
it. Look,
tendinitis to
I
me.
can't move. Like my middle finger is up because it won't come down now that that's
Well,
going.
you better
But
keep it down so that we're keeping it clean.
it makes it feel better though. The new blood going in there, but it's been over a month, and man, it's just not getting better. I have been. The outfit I'm wearing today is in honor of that. We cut our own firewood here, so I have been doing the lumberjack thing, swinging an axe.
You need the actual lumberjack plaid, which is buffalo check.
Yeah, sure. I will wear that probably later.
Oh, okay.
Not right now.
Okay.
Maybe tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow.
Okay. Anyways, thank you for everyone having a moment with us there. I have a video that really, I think, I don't know if you've seen this one, Lil.
Probably not.
Today we got also a couple of special things we haven't done in a while since this is the last podcast for the year. I thought we'd do something we've done in a long time because so much drama has ensued in the community of one-wheeling, and so we wanted to make sure that we cover all topics. But we haven't done Would You Ride That? And so we have videos about Would You Ride That? In my journey and quest of finding videos to play for asking you, the viewers, and the lovely friends of mine, would they ride that? I stumbled upon this little gem. That this is the heart and soul of Scot Mendenhall and friends right here.
Oh,
Have you
boy.
seen the turtles? That there's a bunch of turtles swimming. Let's just roll that beautiful footage really quick. These are turtles swimming together. Look at this. There's a poor little turtle. He's on his back, right? It looks like it looks like a waffle. That's what he looks like right now. He's doing really good at doing a 360. But look at all the turtles moving his direction at turtle pace.
Or are they going to
They're
climb
gonna
up
go
to flip
help
him?
him.
Just think about this. They can't reach him.
Are they going to pile up?
Look.
Oh.
Uh-oh, it's paused. It paused right there. No good. Was that the end of the video? I don't know either, but he's in a panic there, and all his good little turtle friends come in to rescue
And
him.
they totally piled up, didn't they? So
Yeah,
that
they
he could
climb
get
on
some
top
footing.
of each other to be able to get to a struggling turtle
Oh,
friend.
Why did it?
It just must be where it just is pausing
Well,
there.
Isn't that a Merry Christmas?
There he is. Oh, you got to see it. Rescued a turtle. That is Scot Mendenhall and friends at its best. When we see someone struggling, we go to help them. We don't tell them why they're struggling.
Yeah, most of the time when someone's really struggling. If they only have a little bit of struggle, typically we keep racing.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But I'm
Yeah.
talking more life
Oh, sure.
or orientation, not
Well,
just
you got to
racing.
struggle with that elbow.
Yeah, you're not helping me. You told me to go see a doctor, and I
think
said
it-
I don't want to pay for that.
I don't know what else to tell you. Have you iced it?
I did ice for a day. And
Don't
I'm
look
doing
at me.
Then I've done the tens unit, and
Ooh,
then
maybe a free sleeve, an arm free sleeve. Then you could just wear it, and it goes in the freezer when you're done.
okay, I'm all for it. Whatever I got. I mean, that's not a good Christmas gift though, Lil. So don't. Like it was a hyper ice thing that got there. Now we're talking, where you slide it on, and it like vibrates and it's cold at the same time, and it's really, oh yeah.
Then it's a good Christmas gift.
Well, yeah, because that's a level up.
Oh
like,
my
My
gosh.
word.
This
That's-
guy's hard to shop for.
no,
is hard
get
to
out of
shop for.
Okay. So that is like hopefully that just brought the warm and fuzzy Merry Christmas vibes. The turtles
The
rescuing turtles. Yeah.
Don't sleep on
They
it.
climbed up on each other and stuff.
They did. That's great. That's super sweet of them.
It
I
is.
would be the one on the back.
Because eventually
Yes,
he gets
that's-
tired and then he
We drowned.
would drown.
That's so
Yeah.
sad. He
That's-
would die with his head under the water like that.
I mean, Lily, when someone does
so
drown, that's typically
sad.
what happens.
He doesn't even get to, but he could drown with his body upright. It's even more sad if he drowns with his body.
Well, he
upside
probably
down.
wouldn't
I don't
drown
think.
if he was
I
upright
think turtle.
because he'd
Yeah,
be able
I
to
just
move
think you're
and
reading
get
into
out.
this. I'm a little concerned about your thinking here, but
It's okay. I
it's
don't know
okay.
how sea turtles work.
That wasn't a sea turtle.
Oh.
That was just a straight
That's just a
turtle.
How was I supposed to know that?
Lily,
Sea turtles have
can we just
fins,
roll that
not
footage one more
claws.
time? It is clear that this is not a sea turtle.
I would think
Sea turtles are
I think a sea
ginormous,
turtle are
okay?
huge, and they would be able
Look
to
at that. That's just straight up boxer
Oh,
turtle.
that's also
or
not the
painted
sea.
turtle.
Look at the tile.
Yeah, it's not the ocean. It's like some zoo.
I think
It's-
that would have been the main thing that gave it away to me.
But look
It's
at
all.
that
It's
cool
entire.
looking
Look at the name. Turtle _ Instagram or Insta page.
Instapage.
Yeah, it's all about turtles.
Okay.
Okay, there you go.
Thank you,
that is beautiful.
turtles.
Thank you for that little illustration. If you're only watching today, or sorry, if you're only listening today, you're gonna miss out on some of the fun
gonna
today.
have to go back and watch
You'll have
it.
to go back and watch it. So thank you for everybody that's made it a great year here on our Scot Mendenhall and Friends podcast. We got so many great interviews lined up for the new year, products reviewing that we're gonna do. It's just been a fun year, and so we're excited about what the year looks like heading forward. But today, it's us just kind of winding down. It's the week of Christmas. Don't want to say Merry Christmas. Don't want to offend Lily. Don't want to offend her. But Merry Christmas to all of you. Lily, plug your ears.
Merry Christmas.
Let's get straight to, let's answer some of the questions. One-wheel riding in cold weather. The do's and do nots. First thing I'm going to tell you, I'm surprised One-Wheel hasn't sent out an
That
email.
says does.
Typically, does not. The does and do nots. Should I have correct that? Is that an error?
We'll have to go and incorrect
It's
that.
it's no big deal. But
The
we're not
do's-
talking about the does. We're talking about the do's.
The
and
do's.
and do not.
There's no E. It's just DOS apostrophe S. Just S. Apostrophe S?
I don't think anyone would say the do's and do nots.
The do's and do nots?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, this is painful.
I'm not an English major, so
Well,
it's
here,
fine.
watch. Lily, what's our first thing that we should not... What's one of the first things we should do in cold weather? Why are you looking...
Oh, I thought you were still talking about how to
No.
spell the title.
No.
One of the things you should do is put a fender on.
Why would you suggest a fender in all the things to do?
The snow will come up in between the foot pads, and you don't want that because then it'll get all over your foot pad, and then your foot pad won't engage.
Okay, so that is a fairly good one, but let's get a little past that. We'll change the title after this is all said and done. The first thing you got to do, if you're not going to ride your one wheel, you got to get your one wheel battery percentage down at least 50% or below. So if you're going to store it, because that's healthy battery management. And typically, I was saying before, one wheel usually gives a cold weather email of what you should do and should not do, but battery management is crucial. Don't put it away 100% charged. Get it down past 50%.
I heard you telling that to the kids or to someone the other day. I don't know if it was to the kids. But what if you do go out and ride? Like you just charge it the day off?
No. I'm talking about storage. If you're a rider
gotcha.
through the winter, then charge
not
it
a
fully,
big
go
deal.
ride,
So
and all
don't
those things.
store it at 100%.
Correct.
I meant to ask you that the other day because I was like, is it because our basement's really cold?
No, and then
Or-
that's a great setup to the next deal. Wherever you're going to store it, don't put it in a frigid location. Make sure that the location is, I don't know the actual temperature. Somebody's going to be well versed on that. But at least in temperatures that are 50 degrees and above would be ideal. A garage outside, you live in the Midwest or something, probably not
Right,
ideal.
not
It's going to
cold-
get
or
too
warm
cold.
enough.
Yeah, it's not consistent enough, and then it's just not where you should be putting those things. So store it inside a place, like a closet in the bedroom would be ideal, where at least the heat is a bit regulated.
Should you do that with your chargers too? Or do your
Yeah,
chargers
that
not that big
doesn't
of a deal?
matter as much. Somebody might tell you it matters, but I mean maybe it does. I don't know that 100%. But that's good battery management. If you can get out and ride once in a while and charge it back up, fine. Like we ride year round here. So that's not a problem. But some of our boards, like the 4-year-old Revolution, he doesn't ride through the winter. And so his board will maintain the battery quite well.
He's a fair weather.
If you don't do it right, the risk you do run is shortening the life of the battery. And then springtime comes, you're ready to ride, and the battery will be dead. So you've been warned. Lily does, if you're going to ride in snow, it would be ideal to put a fender on, because without a fender, you're going to end up with the snow on your foot pads, which then what happens to your foot pads?
They get all piled up of snow, and then you can't engage the foot pad. But then someone in here says no fender, it gets stuck and won't turn.
Yes,
I
see,
feel like we've experienced both.
it's
but
both.
I've experienced the non-turning less.
So what we typically do is you get especially with Float Life, has a fender that pops right off. So does One Wheel, where you just clip it. They both have a different name for them, so I can't remember whose is whose. But they both pop off, and that's ideal at riding in snow because you can just unclick it, clean it out. I would say danger on low scale, danger of riding in snow without a fender is what Liz is saying. The snow cakes your foot pad, and then you just can't go.
Will it make your tire, like it makes it work harder then? If
If it gets snow stuck in there, it does get stuck in there. I have experienced that as well. But if you're out, let's say a couple miles out from the house, and now you have snow caked on your sensor, and you can't get it scraped off because it's turned into ice and stuff, we've been there, and you didn't bring a brush with you, you're walking with a one wheel in snow, freezing. So,
That's no fun.
it's kind of one of those things. There are some things you should take with you when riding in snow, which is a brush.
Yes.
Preferably a very stiff, bristled brush, because your feet are not going to clean it off. You're just going to cake all into that grip tape, and your grip tape's going to be slippery. You can go back and watch heaps of our videos. We've shown this. But, again, as one of our fine watchers today are letting you know, if you ride with a fender and you don't pay attention, it's going to cake up all in there, especially if it's a bit of a wet snow. And it's going to fill in there and get really hard for your one wheel to get going. And then if you don't have a tool to take your fender off, again, you are walking your board. So you got to go prepare when riding in those things. I typically, if I'm riding in winter, I am a fenderless guy, but I make sure I always have a brush. If I don't have a brush handy, I'm putting the fender back on. So you can go both ways. You just got to prepare for both scenarios. That's all I really know how to lead you on that. The other thing is lower your tire pressure if you're riding the snow. More bite on the snow. We found that 3 inches is about the maximum on fresh powdery snow that you can ride. Get much deeper than that, and then you sink down. If you get groomed trails, now you can ride a lot deeper snow and go, and it's a lot of fun. But lower the PSI, and you'll be able to ride better on snow. When you go, how should they dress, Lil or Holly, if they're riding in snowy conditions? What do you suggest that they do?
Well, if you are a skier or snowboarder, just wear those clothes. So
Your winter gear?
snow pants.
I was going to
jacket,
ask you
helmet.
about shoes. Like
Yeah.
what do you wear on your feet?
Well,
Believe it or not, guys, I've not ridden a one wheel in the snow.
I am so excited, and this should prove that I care about winter riding, because the number one thing on my Christmas list was those Vans that are made for the winter. So I'm excited to try those if I get them.
That's
Not sure if Santa's going to bring them along.
Oh, you asked for the...
Yeah, the
Oh, yeah.
MTEs.
The MTEs are great winter riding shoes from
Uggs.
Vans. Yeah, Uggs. We did kind of start on Uggs
Over
because
'em.
Uggs do keep your feet warm, but they're just so soft and squishy that they don't activate that. It's just a struggle bus, okay?
well, you were just riding, and it wasn't even snowy, and you were riding the other day and having a hard time with your Uggs.
With my Uggs, yes. The Vans MTE foot or sole.
It's like a Vans.
It is, but much more grippier.
Are they warm?
They're warm. They're waterproof. They are insulated. My feet don't get super cold in them. They are ideal for riding, okay? The problem with like anything like Vans or any skate shoe, if you're in snow, this is, any advantage that you would have on having a waffle cone or any of your soles is gone, because it's filled. As soon as your shoe gets cold enough to keep snow in the grooves or in the waffle cone, now you just have an iced sole and you get no traction on your board. So
Would oh man, what are they called? You put them on your board. You had
Gripples?
no, well, Gripples might, but I'm talking about the Overlanders or the
foot hooks.
foot hooks, anything like that.
Those would help, but not if you have an activation problem with your sensor, then no. So there's some of the issues is that, yes, some of the things we speak of would help, but if you can't get your sensor to engage. Now, speaking of sensor engagement, okay, one would be, there's 2 ways of doing this. You know, because there's some people that won't upgrade to custom shaping because they don't want haptic buzz on their GT. But inside that upgrade in your software, you get the single zone engagement instead of dual. And so getting the single engagement zone allows it to activate better and easier. You can also get a Sure Start from Float Life if you don't want to upgrade. So there's ways to do this, but that would help you start in the snow as well. The other one is do at your own risk. We have it somewhere on our YouTube channel. And then I pause on it because it's like, is you can take off your grip tape very carefully. Watch videos on how to do that because there's a right and wrong way to do it. And then there is a thin piece of plastic that covers the entire actual sensor. You can take that off. We have found here in Minnesota that plastic gets frozen and then won't bend down to put pressure on your footpad. And there's nothing more annoying to be all suited up, ready to ride, and then your one wheel gets out. And as soon as you stop because you slip or something and you go to re-engage and that plastic is now frozen, you can't ride your one wheel very successfully. So we've removed most of those, but that is do at your own risk, folks.
Yeah, because isn't it then more likely that sensor would get wet?
It can get wet. It could lead to ghosting potentially if you damage the sensor but you don't know it and it's still engaged. There's a whole lot of risk there. So this is not for the faint of heart when I say that. Like I said, one wheel could probably be frowning upon me suggesting you do this.
Well, you're not really suggesting, you're just giving options.
Yeah. If you
what?
want to ride more successfully in cold weather. If you live anywhere where you're dealing with cold weather, it's not just snow-related stuff. We're just talking about riding in cold weather. You got to remember, when you ride, let's say it's 40 degrees, let's go 35 to 40 degrees in temperature, actual temperature, but now you're creating a wind chill, which is now colder than actually standing still temperatures, which can lead to your plastic getting stiff and not engaging as well. So you can eliminate that if you remove it, but you can damage the sensor and not have a working foot pad. And the only remedy or solution to a damaged foot pad or foot pad sensor, I should say, is buying a new one. So, yeah, there you go. It is do at your own risk. I think even, it helps.
Got a question in the chat.
Okay.
You may or may not have answered this before. Joe asked, if you do the update, does it reset your custom NRF balancing to stock?
My understanding, now this was the first couple weeks of that coming out. No, if you had the balancing to it, the RNF balancing software in there, it doesn't reset that. It is set. Legend has WTF rails, the standard rails. He upgraded and he's still level. I sent my board that I have on WTFs currently, I sent to the shop, and it came back with no software on there. The NRF was gone, so then I have to use tilting. So it was not it wasn't the updated software that erased that. But again, that can change. Onewheel has updated that, I don't know, 3 or 4 times since day one dropping it. So it could. The new update could do that. Do a little bit of research on that. Mine is what I have experienced up to now. I don't know when Legend updated his last. So, take that for what it's worth. It did not on day one of the new software, but I don't know where it sits today. And I hope somebody comes up with a solution, because
you're still riding it that way. Like, it's not
the
right.
steep and deeps are not ideal at an elevated mode of 3% plus. It's still not high enough, and it's not ideal. It's almost making me, and this isn't to anybody's fault, I really like the steep and deeps, but it's going to make me go back to the rails, straight rails, with the 5-inch hub until that comes out, because it's just not enjoyable. It's not enjoyable to back up and your tail lifts up. Your nose isn't quite high enough. So I'm kind of nose plowing into some of the hills that I have to climb here. And so I get it. Onewheel doesn't need to do that. Well, it would be great if Onewheel would do it. I ain't angsty about it. Some people get, whoa, they took something away. No, it's their device. It's fine. I don't feel remorse in losing him. I don't feel anything other than there is a fix that I can do right now. And I have to say that because somebody's going to jump on that bandwagon. But I still haven't changed it. It still sits there. Lily addressed some of the things to dress warmly. Man, layer up. The worst thing you can do is to start on a ride thinking you have enough on, and then you're freezing. And then it sucks to be cold on a ride. My kids are in here running the tech for the podcast, and they're nodding their head. Yes, they've done that already this year. They don't have enough on their layers, and then they're freezing. Their hands they can't feel. Because, again, you're creating a wind chill when you're moving. There's something different about standing still in cooler temperatures and now moving. So layer up. A winter helmet would be ideal as well.
There is a difference. I did notice that, because when we first got the kids, we tried to get helmets. We did the S1 helmets, and I remember thinking, because they'll come down lower, at least they would cover their ears. But they got to winter, and they were still very cold.
Yeah, a winter helmet is great. A snowboarding helmet is what I would suggest in what you would do. Historic, if we could switch to me as I talk, that'd be ideal. They probably would like to see who's talking.
Me drinking my coffee.
Yeah, I'm not sure what she was doing over there. Were you just playing games, Historic? Not paying attention? You fall asleep? You okay? She was dusting. Great. It's important.
Dusting the board.
It's important. Not necessary, but important.
Shane wants to know if we've badgered our boards.
Never, ever have we ever badgered any one of our boards. 0.
So, when we're done with the snow ride, what do we do?
That's a good lead-in, Lil, with the question. Well
Thanks.
done.
It was Quaid.
Oh. So when we ride snow, especially snow that packs in everywhere, we bring it in. We get out towels, or we do have the one-wheel mats. You can get a car mat, whatever you want. And we tilt it with the charging port down. and leave it there for a while. Ideal would be, until you notice it's dry. Now, if you're going to ride again, don't plug it in. That battery's dead. You kind of get one charge out of a one wheel if you're in snow. No snow, charge back up. But if you're riding in snow, let it dry out before you plug it in. That's where you could fry things. Just let all the snow melt off the thing on its side away from the charger port so that you're not having, if anything, you just don't know if there's some small little leak and you didn't badger it. The likelihood of that is not large, but it could be a thing. Tilt it down, let it melt off, get it dry, then plug it in and charge. That's what we've done since day one. Since 2015, that's when we first got one of the boards, and it's never presented a problem with us. So we've had to get boards fixed here and there. Never once have we been told that it was because of water damage. And every board has touched snow. Every board. We do not stop riding because it gets cold or because there's snow out there. So just know that. Another great stop to get some really cool gear for winter riding is the Float Life. And they just released some of their new Tough as Nails. I don't know if they're calling it Tough Nails anymore, but they're tactical gear. There's rumors that they're making pants, which would be so cool to have. But up until really frigid temperatures, their jackets, flannels, and hoodies are awesome. Okay? They come with pads in them. I still have the original Tough as Nails stuff, their tactical gear. And it has their version 1 pads. Their version 2 pads are much thinner. So I kind of can look like, not kind of, I look like a football player at times. Big shoulder pads, but it has a back pad, and they're made out of Kevlar, from my understanding, some of the things in there. So they're really ideal. Put a hoodie underneath that, and you can get pretty far down the road with. It's so nice. They keep you warm, and you have the extra protection in it. So if you're in the market and you're looking for last-minute gift ideas, that is a great gift. No one's complaining about that stuff. It's so nice to have. And pull out the pads, and you have a cool hoodie, and if you fall, you're preventing road rash and stuff. So super ideal. One of our favorite pieces of winter clothing is the tactical gear. All of us love it. At least the boys. The girls don't have any tactical gear. But the boys, we absolutely love it. They look great, and they do exactly what we
You guys have
want.
taken some pretty decent falls in that too, and they have.
Yep.
They're pretty sturdy.
Yeah,
Nothing's ripped yet. Anyway.
Nothing's ripped. They aren't just at least the versions we have the flannel. We'd have to do some secondary looking at the. Or do a review on the newer stuff. But it came where it zipped and snapped together, which was really good. So you kept all the wind coming out. So go to there and pick that. You won't be disappointed. It's a little spendy, but you're getting a lot with their tactical gear. And it literally, just like in the last 2 days, the latest version of that stuff dropped. You'll love it. And that's great. When it gets super wet out, if you're out in snow and it's a wet snow, it's not waterproof per se, so you might want some kind of shell to go over that. A snowboarding jacket is really nice in those really cold temperatures, because then you won't get too wet. And then one of the other pieces of clothing that I love in riding in cold temperatures is a buff, because when my face gets numb, I can pull it right up over my face, and I can pull it up.
But they
over
get so
my ear.
wet when you breathe.
They do. That is correct, and then they get frozen, and then when you got a beard, it freezes your beard. It's not an ideal situation at all, but nonetheless.
I'd rather have one of those like neck warmer things. Then I can pull that up.
I feel you.
Yeah.
So we're
What do you like, thicker than a buff?
Yeah, like a scarf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scarf.
The buff is, I like this
Scarf.
buff because it's tight. It can come up and around my ear and fit underneath my helmet.
Yours isn't like. I mean, you have a wintry one.
Yeah, this is it. I carry it in my
Yeah,
pocket right now.
It's kind of like a wick away. It's kind of it's nice. It's kind of fleecy.
Not
inside.
to throw the name out there, but it's Burton.
You're a
And
Burton
Burton,
fan.
this is a Burton shirt. We like Burton. We're Burton fans here, and I just all the way around, I think Burton did really good for the snowboarding. Did they make mistakes along the way? Yeah, sure. Doesn't everybody? And it's kind of like Future Motion in Onewheel. They're not going to do it perfect, but they're doing a great job.
I thought
so.
we weren't gonna get into the drama.
No, but if you're gonna drop the name Burton and Onewheel are now, you're like, got created to be almost the same thing.
Okay, we have one more question to take us back to. You had said, and Lily answered it in the chat. You had said to put the port side down, like when you come in from riding, to put it down. Why?
Because the water won't sit in there and leak in.
If there's water in there.
Yeah, it dries out first because you're going to go plug that in. That's where electricity is going to hit soonest, so you want to dry it out.
And you just leave it there for several hours.
Long.
Lily had said put it down so that water drains out.
I mean,
any moisture, anything like that. Now, it's not like, I don't think of it as like water because unless you're going through like major puddles. But
but
if
it's
snow gets in there and then melts, you want it
now
to
you
drain.
have water, right?
Yes, that's what they're asking about.
Yeah,
like,
the snow turns into water. So
and if
like,
you
as
have
it
it
melts,
port side up, it'll just sit in there
and you have a
cool.
puddle.
Yeah.
Or if there is a leak around there, it's all leaking into
that makes
your stuff you don't want to have water in. And so that is ideal. And for us, we know, I mean, honestly, when you're riding in those temperatures, you're not looking to ride forever and ever. You go out, ride, have a good time, and you're ready to come warm up hot chocolate and sit by the fire.
Ooh.
That sounds nice.
Yeah. I've been on a quest to find the perfect hot chocolate.
But you don't even like chocolate.
So?
Nor does he like milk.
Yeah, what?
I'm looking for the perfect hot
You
chocolate.
want to make it for Holly.
Yeah.
But you not for yourself.
I mean, I'll sample it, of course.
We've been looking at Italian hot chocolate.
Yeah, Mexican hot chocolate with jalapenos in it.
We learned the difference between hot chocolate and hot cocoa.
What's the difference?
Hot chocolate is made with chocolate. Hot cocoa is made with cocoa powder.
Sure. Yeah. All right. Okay.
Mm-hmm. We're learning.
Okay, we're learning. Okay, so that there's so many more things we can cover on that topic. Maybe the last thing is you're gonna ride during the day or evening. One of the nice things in cold weather is to have something on your eyes. Your eyes are just gonna water.
Like goggles.
Goggles are ideal, but that's spendy. So if you put sunglasses on or even safety glasses if you're riding in the evening, so your eyes don't water, because it's annoying to be riding and your eyes watering in cold and now your face is freezing. And so there's just things we've learned. And then you got to know that your battery's not going to last as long. Probably you already know that, but the battery won't go as long as you thought it would.
So don't go your normal route you do in summer.
Right. And somebody's going to go, what's the percentage? It's all about how cold it is. So if you're one wheel, think about it like this. And maybe this is the last. There's always going to be more. But once you get going on your one wheel, try not to stop and let the battery sit on the cold pavement or snow. Because once your battery hits a certain temperature, it'll shut off because the temperature's too cold of the battery. So there's a lot of things you got to kind of keep in your mind. If you're jacking around trying to clean off your footpad to get it engaged, what you're doing is freezing your battery longer. As long as you hop on your board and get going, you're going to be perfect. But if it freezes the battery, you're walking home a frozen battery, you got to go inside somewhere, warm it up, and then start all over. And so these are things we've learned. We've figured it out. We enjoy these things. As long as you take these into account wherever you're riding the conditions, you're going to have a really good time riding. If you don't, you're going to learn the hard way. Probably the best way we've learned is the hard way. So I know a lot of you live in California watching or in other countries or in other places of the world, and you don't get as cold as we do in Minnesota, but still 50 degrees and below. I don't know the actual temperature of the battery that would make it too cold, but we were riding the other day. This is GoPro wise. We were riding the other day in like 40 degrees, and the batteries in our GoPros were getting too cold and shutting the cameras off. And that's 40 degrees. I said to everybody, I was like, don't get off your one wheels for very long. If the batteries and the cameras are shutting off, that means the one wheels wouldn't be too far behind if we stop and let them sit around. There you go. So one wheel riding in cold weather, the does and do nots. Sorry about the misspelling. We'll correct it to the do's and do nots.
Do's and don'ts.
No.
That's more common, but you don't have to be common.
It's like, okay, we'll go do's and don'ts. Whatever. We work.
How about what to do and what not to do?
Okay.
How to win and how to fail.
Hey, thank you, Lily, for that. All right, let's get to the bumpers. We said we were going to talk about bumpers today. Okay, so we have a lot of different bumpers here today. We have the one of my favorites. This is the Bang bumper. Lily,
That is so pretty.
as I say these, you
With
probably should
what
pull them
color?
up. Okay.
Sure thing.
With what color?
This is the Bang bumpers from Float Life. We've said with the Tiffany blue, which that is.
Tiffany blue.
Okay. This is
$150.
$150. Okay. Now we're going to talk about details here. This is the stock, run-of-the-mill, normal bumper from Float Life.
No,
Oh, I
wait.
mean, sorry, from Future Motion.
Wait, they're
Onewheel.
$100. Oh,
for
no, that's
GT.
XR.
That's GT, right?
For the GT.
For the GT. Bang
Yes.
bumpers. $169 on Float Life, but on Craft and Ride, they're on sale $151.
Thank you. She bargain shopping for you. Okay, but now let's get to the stock bumper
The one wheel.
from
I like that
Onewheel.
olive and Toyota tan. I know what you mean when you say Toyota.
Oh my goodness.
Looks just like the Toyota tan.
Yeah, it's sweet. They just released them. It's like khaki color if you didn't know it.
But haven't you seen a Toyota that color?
Yeah, I love that color. It's
too.
like I think of Army vehicles.
Me too, it's nice.
Okay,
All right.
stock bumper is
For a GT?
yes, $100. I think 120.
Oh, my iPad's not going fast enough for this.
Oh, we're moving
Do
too
I need to go
fast.
to somewhere?
Maybe go to the Bash bumper website.
Yes. Okay. Speaking of, as she says, Bash. Here is Bash. They were the first to the market last year. You could open. I think this is Landsurf is the creators of this. They were first to market last year. At about this time, you could pre-order. It took forever to get here. This is their version of the Bang bumpers. Okay. And then you have, we'll keep this stock stuff close. And then here is Onewheel's free ride bumpers. This is the latest and greatest from them. It has the Santa Cruz Onewheel on there. These are when you're coming to
Your
GT
options.
bumpers, these are it. Okay. We're going to talk about some of the things I noticed right from the get-go. The thinnest is Landsurf's Bash bumper.
Which are $120.
$120. There's not much there. Okay, I know it's dirty, but like when you see the profile there, we're gonna do a whole review later. But there's not much meat there. Okay, they talk about how tough they are. What would be great is to do the same test to all of them to see, because if you saw the test from,
Holly, this is not loading.
Where are you
Will
at?
you go to Onewheel?
have you restarted that since you updated it?
Does it restart on its own?
I don't know. I wasn't there. Okay, so let's move on. Now the stock bumper is all kinds of thick, like that waffle material in there.
Look at the grooves that it locks into the.
Yeah, it slides in. There's no slide really on this except for these little things right there on the Bash. This much lighter. The Bash
Landsurf one is?
Bash Landsurf is very light. Heavy. I'm going to be right straightforward. I mean, this by far feels the heaviest. Lily, will you bring in your scale that you don't use, that scale that you can weigh out coffee?
Sure.
Do you use it still?
For some things.
Well, can I use it for a review?
Sure.
People would like to know the official weight to it. We'll just put it on
I'll
there.
bring it.
Okay, this one feels the heaviest. This has got really thick. The waffle cone is not near as big, but it's thick. All the way around thick. It has the one little groove to slide in.
Those are $125.
$125. Now, let's put it like, here is your stock. Okay, stock is just stock.
Which are $55.
It protects your board. We've cracked a bunch of those. In trails, you jump off your board and it hits a tree, it cracks, or you are riding at dirt surfers and you hit rocks, cracks. They crack very easy, okay? The three over here on this side of the table, these three boast that they are hard to break. That's what they're bolstering. Like, if you've seen the content that Onewheel's put out on the free ride bumpers, they dropped like a torpedo through it and it dents it but doesn't break it. So very, very strong but heavy. Bash, we saw some tests on it, but not to the standard. That's where I think you got to do the same test. And then same with the Bang bumpers. They've been tested. Now, just on my initial feel, I've not rode all of them. I think the Bang bumpers are definitely the smoothest. Very like this, like literally
Before you rode them.
Yeah, before. It still looks pretty good. I've rode
still-
a
yeah,
lot
you
with
have
this. I mean,
rode.
look at this. Like, seriously, I don't know.
But
I have rode this.
that looks so good.
And I've run my
I'm
nose.
very
This was on the
surprised.
WTFs, and I ran the nose. This is the nose of the board into stuff, and there's not scratch. I mean, there's small scratches,
up
but
pretty
But
well.
it's not like what I mean. The
look at
Scot
that
for sure.
This
is
is the
like,
front. I know it's not coming across because we're not set up for this kind of stuff. But this is all kinds of scratches, like plastic
it's not-
missing.
I mean, yeah, I was gonna say it is definitely.
Nothing on
Grooved.
this.
That's
Okay.
impressive.
It's impressive. The other thing that I do think that is impressive on this is their handle. It's got like the little groove
I
where
was
your
gonna ask
finger
you that
would
if
go,
that
your
was what
fingers
that
go
was for.
into. So it's super nice to carry. Now, the free ride bumper is, it is, I'm going to use the word, maybe I would use the word ergonomical.
Ergonomical.
Yeah, it feels with that, the grooves there, fits in all your fingers, feels really nice and ergonomical. This has more of because it's thicker, you have more plastic to grab, plus the one wheel, so it's very comfortable when carrying your one wheel, but you've just added a wee bit of weight. But if you're putting it on the GTS, you've got 2 pounds to play with, right? So what's the big deal? It's still not as heavy as a GT. But if you're putting this onto a GT, you are now adding weight to your overall board.
Oh, the choices.
We have seen some footage of riders doing the nose drags and rail slides and stuff with the free ride bumpers. We've seen that, but we know the bang bumpers are known for that. Like the whole idea of the material is to be slippery so you can slide on things. Overall feel of that, it feels that way. It just, I mean, it's undeniable. It feels that way. The other thing with the bang bumpers is the designs. You get these unique designs that they drop new colors periodically. So if you're into this slightly customization, this is going to be the thing for you. One Wheel has, a handful of colors that you can pick. And these are, if I read it right, these are made by hand. Think about that one, made by hand. I don't know what that fully means exactly. Doesn't sound like that's an efficient way to make it. Maybe does it say made by hand on there?
Is it?
You won't come up. She needs some help, How?
I'm on the One Wheel website. We'll get.
I guess
there.
we could read it from the box. The box down here might tell us.
It's
The bash from Land Surf, not exactly like, again, you can see where it almost is riding just like this. I don't know if there's any way for you to see that, but the Land Surf bash bumpers
are similar to that.
are similar to. They're getting beaten up. They are disintegrating little by little. So they're not, they're right there with this, okay? So you really, when it comes down to ultimate protection for your board, it comes down to these two, which is Float Life and from Future Motion One Wheel. You get to make the call on it. I do like when you go from the stock, and this is thicker, the shape is just a little bit different than the stock, so it's going to change it. I think it looks, if you like that bit of a thicker look, you're going to love the One Wheel free ride bumpers. You're going to love this.
This does say that they are individually handmade through fully compression molded UHMWPE plastic.
There
What's
you go.
that mean? It's darn near indestructible.
Yeah, it's impressive.
That was the One Wheel bumper.
That's One Wheel's free ride bumper kit right there. Holly just read for you.
So they're both handmade.
Is
There's
this
a
one
float
as well?
wheel,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I
they
think
said.
that's the only
but
way.
that's the mold, meaning it like gets poured into the mold. Is what I
I'm
believe
thinking
handmade
that's the
means.
only way to
Jeff-
make this kind of plastic. It
Jeff
must be.
did he did something on that where it kind of showed you, meaning like that type of plastic has to be at a certain, I don't know, temp or whatever, but then it's poured into the mold and it's held there for a certain.
It stays there or something. So, as I throw the other two out, this is
because
it.
those aren't worth it.
These are the two you would like to pick from. I'm not, I mean, and that's it. Like, you get a super cool look here. This feels, if you're again, I know One Wheel would like to be, but if you're going to go and want to do kind of tail slides and front nose slides and go down rails and all that, I'd lean towards this. because it ultimately feels that way, right? Feels more slippery. But I think you can do the same thing on the one wheels. So it's really going to come down to a preference of what, it's really going to probably be a loyalty thing, who you're loyal to in as a company or brand.
Well, the other thing is we said the Future Motion ones are 125. The Float Life ones, for the like brand new, are 149. So they're a little more spendy. But
What did I see for 169?
You can get the Blem for 129. Some that
There
are
you go.
kind of.
Is your iPad still not working?
My iPad's
don't know what
working
you
on
saw.
the Float Life, but not One Wheel.
Oh.
You saw that it was.
Oh, no good.
Yeah, this is just the Bang Bumpers GTS
blow off the
starting
sand.
from 149. But like you said, the Float Life has a little bit more unique colors.
Flow Life was the first to bring it, first to market.
Yep.
So there's something to be said about that. And that's what a lot of people were complaining about a few weeks ago when we introduced this. They shouldn't be able to do that. Well, they did. I don't know if Float Life has a patent on it. And then if they do, then that's another conversation. Speaking of patents, did anyone follow the news? Lily, would you like to give the breaking news about Apple?
Sure. Do you want me to read what I read?
This is, she's going to read what she read in the office today about Apple and a patent problem that they got caught red-handed in. They were filed papers by another company about something. There was a patent infringement.
It's the
Here you go.
most litigious time of the year. It
Oh,
says
wow.
that means no Apple watches for you. Apple will stop selling its two newest watch versions, Series 9 and Ultra 2, after losing a patent dispute over the blood oxygen sensors.
Oh, that's it. That you weren't even going to give your...
It says, unless President Biden overturns the U.S. International Trade Commission's ruling, the watches will leave Apple's website tomorrow and leave stores on Sunday.
There you go. That's what happens
Better go
when
get
you...
yourself a Garmin.
Yeah, I have a feeling like, Lily didn't look it up and I didn't, but I got to assume that's got to be Garmin going after him. That's an assumption. Bold, out, blatant assumption. Because Garmin's had it for a long time, and that's the watch of my choice with the athletic endeavors I do of running a ton and biking and swimming and all these stupid things I do. Well, I can tell you right now, the percentage of my blood is oxygenated. It's great. It's wonderful. I have
How
no
do we
idea.
know that?
Well, not all watches have it. I just press a button and then it tells me after a few seconds.
Mine
It says,
doesn't do that.
I think the lowest I've ever come across is 97.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know what my range should be. But
Okay,
felt
I
fine
have
about the
to.
situation.
We have to update this because we were wrong on something. Lily said it earlier. The Bang Bumpers were 169.
Yeah, what were you on? XR.
No. It is a little bit confusing because when you click on the Bang Bumpers, it says from 149, and then when you click on it, the brand new ones are 169. If you look at the Blem ones, it says on sale from 129, and you click on it, they are 149. So
Blem.
there's something on that.
Which-
They're a little bit more spendy than the Future Motions. Just so
I wonder
you know.
why that is. Like, that's a genuine question. I wonder.
Well, they're hand dipped too. Future Motions aren't don't have the colors. That's why.
And that might be they're using two different colors. I don't really know, and it doesn't bother me. Like, would I go? To be honest with you, one of the few things I do like about Float Life's Bang Bumpers, that handle is super awesome. Like when I put that the
noticed the
first time
difference with
ever on my XR, and I know you're like, you don't buy it for the handle, but that was thought through. I was like, and still they're the only ones of doing that kind of a grip.
Yeah, but if that's the one thing that can stand out, then it's worth it.
Well, I think their colors do. Hands
The
down, their
colors are
colors
great.
are awesome.
Yeah, the colors are
when
great.
you go look on their website and you see the Toyota brown, what is it?
Yeah, it's like a Toyota khaki.
There you go. That looks so amazing. It looks so cool. So those are very attractive, and I think most of us like our one was customizable, and so we
I think yeah.
that is a really cool thing that Float Life does is gives you the customization because one wheel is right now just straight colors, and you know what? Even I went black because I just was looking for that. I can put it on anything, goes with everything, because at the cost of them, you want to be able to go. Oh, I can. use it, and it still looks good on any color of a one wheel that I've got. So
Shane has a thought that, especially on the GT and GTS, that they should come with those better bumpers. Like that should be what comes on those, especially GTS because of the price point.
I could get behind that thought, but
I
again,
think-
I'm not in the conversation of what things cost.
Right,
Yeah.
right. I understand that. I understand
So,
that too. So that being said, we don't really have a good gauge on that. But it would be nice. It's kind of like oh yeah, you went with the GTS. Here's an added. That means you're out to ride
That
hard.
was one of my first statements I think I put in my review of the GTS was, okay, it has higher power and torque now. Great. I already was having problems with my bumpers beforehand, hitting rocks and trees, and it didn't have all that. Now I've got something that's for sure going to break these things. It would be nice to know that I have the luxurious.
The best
line of
the
it,
best of it.
and I still don't have the best bumpers. It'd be nice, but again, I'm not in the
That's what they're
business.
saying. A package option.
Yeah,
Would be nice.
I think
might
for them is
eventually
they're
do
just
that.
trying to keep it like, you know, I just think there's a whole lot of like, if we start offering this a la carte situation, we're gonna ship things out wrong. Accidentally, but it's going to happen, disgruntled people. We're going to have to keep track of all these different options people are doing. I think that slows down the getting them out
Yeah,
right
there's
now.
some truth to that.
Right now, you just know this one we're making, get it out the door. And so I can see where they're coming from.
Yeah.
So hopefully you've enjoyed some of these things. Now we're going to do one of our favorite things we haven't done in a long time. There's a jingle. The girls have been practicing it. It's Would You Ride That? I don't know if you've ever heard the jingle. It's really not impressive, but Lily wanted to give you a drum roll.
We're like your biggest fans. Like, be
All
our
right,
biggest
are we
fan.
ready?
I'm your biggest fan, but I can be a truth teller.
Are we ready?
All right, here we go. This is the jingle for Would You Ride That?
Would you? Would ya?
Would you? Could ya?
Ride that? Nailed it.
Nailed it.
That was it. That was it.
That was it. Best
We
one of
went
the
back
year.
and forth of like, what was it again? That was it.
There you go.
Would you? Would you? Could ya? Ride that?
Okay, here. So what we do is we show videos and just say, "Would you do that? Would you ride it, climb that? Would you put yourself in that scenario?" So it's not all necessarily wrapped around riding it. It can be around, would you put yourself in that precarious moment? Okay,
'Cause some of them are a little sketchy.
some of them are really sketchy. I've got to bring out my annoying
Note cards?
yellow note card. It's really.
What are those for?
That looks good on there.
Well, you know, here's the deal. In this office, we're so digital, we don't even have stinking paper and pens. This was the best we could come up with, was like a sticky thing.
Well,
and,
you should have just let me take a picture of it.
All right,
well,
here we go. What's the
nonetheless,
first
here are... So first one we got, it's the nod to Burton. In the last couple years, they keep innovating their snowboards and their bindings and stuff. And so this was a video they posted about riding their bindings. My question is both of these fine ladies have snowboarded. Would you do this down the side of a mountain? Would you ride your snowboard like this? Let's roll that footage, and we will. Here it is. Would you do this? Unclip
Okay, unclipped.
and walk to the front, which is a hang 10, I believe, in surfing, and then coming back to your board where you can just stomp on them now, and then you're clipped in, ready to go.
I'd try it.
You would try it.
Those
I'd
clips
try
are
it.
sweet. I've only ever had the straps like above my feet that like lock you in.
Well, those hopefully lock you, and you don't want to fall off them.
No, but I think that's why I've always like when you're skiing, like you fall and your ski hits at a funny angle and it flips off. When you're snowboarding, no, your board just stays with you. So this is more like the ski clips.
Yes,
I'd try that.
She'd try that, Lil.
I'd try it.
You try it. I'd definitely try it. I'm pretty sure the
You'd
first
be good
time I
at
do
that.
it, I would eat snow. But if it's powder, who cares? Leave in a comment if you're watching us live and you're in the comments. Right in there, would you ride that? Would you ride that?
Try that?
Because I think that's probably the safest and easiest one we probably would ride. The next one is this. This is staying in the line of wintry sports as winter's upon us. Actually, is winter tomorrow? It is.
The 21st, yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Tomorrow's the longest day. Or the
Shortest day
least
of the year. Which you
That's
notice
so
here in
good.
Minnesota for sure. My goodness,
Yeah,
at 4
you
o'clock the
notice
sun
it.
Yeah,
sets.
it's-
Sun doesn't come up till almost 8 now. It's wild.
Yeah, it's
And
so
then
late.
all of a sudden what will happen is because now we're going to start to gain daylight, we'll start by February. We'll start feeling, oh my goodness, we got 2 hours back. And then by summer, sun doesn't set till 10 o'clock, and it's up by 5 o'clock. So it's a good.
Yeah, the kids are just now starting to sleep in a little bit. Like
Yeah,
till
because
like
the
8-ish.
sun isn't. Yeah. Okay, so in the line of the wintry sports, this one is hilarious, awesome. Would you ride that knowing that the person in front of you wrote it like this? Check this out. This is someone sledding, and she just full sends it. This is impressive, okay? Just going, you think, oh, cool. And then look at the air.
What?
That's broken hips.
Oh man. Are you
Okay, you
kidding
watched
me?
your friend. Let's say that's Lily Holly. You watched her do that.
Oh, she bounced off the ground.
Oh, she totally eats snow. I mean, it's intense.
Oh man, she has to have the wind knocked out of her.
Oh, yeah, she's crying. Like, something is not okay with her, okay?
And that looks like hard snow.
Yeah, okay, would you
I
ride
mean, it
that?
doesn't even look like there's that much snow.
Yeah, no.
Yes, I would.
So you watched Lily do that? That's
would.
Lily in her Uggs.
I would have gone to make sure she's okay.
No
Watch
way,
her
we would
if-
all laughed at her. Look at that.
Oh man.
I would have done it, but I would have been I would have tried to be slower somehow.
You would. Here's the deal. You would have been.
You would have bailed before you
I
got
would've
to
bailed.
that.
You would have been
I would've
first.
bailed,
Yeah,
yeah.
you totally would have.
You would have been first, and that would have been you, and then
Yeah.
everybody else would perfect it and land on their butt.
But what? Yeah,
Holly
I was
would
gonna
laugh the
say,
whole way in that.
I'd pee my pants for sure.
Yeah, for
Laughing.
sure. I would do that, and
Yeah,
I
you
would try
totally
to.
would.
If I'm gonna get that kind of air, typically I get
You
my
would
feet
try
down.
to get down. Yeah, that's exactly
If
what I was
I'm
gonna say.
off
You get your
the-
feet down and try to run it out.
If I'm off a sled, right? If I can maintain the sled, wonderful.
I don't know, the way she hits, there's no maintaining.
I like how Shane just writes, "Ouch."
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
she,
you kidding me?
bounced.
Yeah, she did roll away. Hopefully she was okay.
Yeah, they end the video because she's broken. Right? Like, you just know. Okay, how about this one? This is now we're gonna have a run here with animals. Okay, we got 2 lion videos coming up here. This is like, I'm just gonna go straight out and say, not a chance. I'm already
you
telling
wouldn't
you,
do
I've
this?
seen it. No way. No.
All right, let's see.
No. It is all just shocking. Here you go. Would you ride that? Would you let this happen?
Oh man,
Look at this.
I've
Boom!
seen this.
You have to see it again, don't you? Because you're like,
It's
what did I just see?
amazing. It's amazing.
No.
He like
The cat, like, it's not a cat for those not watching.
I think that the guy knows that the cat's playing.
Oh, I think so.
but his mouth's open coming up over his head. He's like head.
Now,
could
he has
easily-
wrist guards. Look at what's on his wrist so he doesn't get his, I guess, punctured in his, I don't know. Like, why is that the
That's
only thing he's
so
protecting?
fun.
That's pretty funny.
If he knows he's not gonna get attacked,
I was gonna
then
say
I
there's-
would love to
there's-
play with a big cat like that.
There's
Like that?
obvious trust. He obviously knows.
Oh, I got a problem with wild animals. So we're watching a clip of a man opening up a caged pen of a lioness, and she just
She just
bounces on him.
Not like, I mean,
And then
she's
he's
aggressive,
knocked to the
but
ground.
it's like
You
she knocks,
guys.
she
That's
knocks
aggressive.
him
If
over
I knew
and
that
then
I
just
wasn't-
rolls around with them.
Yeah, you can tell that the guy knew because of the way his legs are in the end. Like, if he was freaked out, he'd be like wailing his legs.
Oh, yeah, I know he knows.
He knows. And if
Yeah.
I knew that I could trust
I
that
don't
lion,
think so.
I would let it. I would.
I don't
Can
know,
you
it's
really
still-
trust
Play
any
around.
wild animal?
Probably not.
Like that, especially a cat. I can't even trust my house cat.
Yeah,
One
he's
second, the
he's
thing's-
like a panther.
So 1 second it's purring, and the next is scratching my eyes out and wanting to eat me. So I just struggle with animals that are wild or any animal I don't know. I'm really like I'm more apt to go do something stupid like jumping off something than I am to have an animal that I don't know like up in my face and stuff. Okay, this is probably Lily. This is what I picture how your husband when he comes to wake you up. I think this is your response.
Oh,
This
boy.
is you.
I don't think he's really ever woken
This
me
is
up.
this is you. This is Jordan.
Oh my gosh.
That's Lily taking a cat nap on her day off. This
He's
is
woken me up
Jordan.
before, and I'm a pleasant.
Yeah, this is Lily's response. I know this because we've done this to her on video. This is not how you doing, guys. So glad you woke me up.
He's
It is
really
this.
sneaking up on her.
Yeah, he's messing with her. It's awesome. This is so great. Now watch this. He bites her. And then it's full on. Like,
What? Yeah, she flips.
Yeah,
around
you
and
would think
says,
she
"Get
wasn't
off."
even really sleeping.
yeah, like claws out, biting his face.
Yeah, that's for sure me.
Yes, we have video footage of that. Anyone else wants to own that if you get woke up?
Wait, so what is the would you ride that part of this?
I wasn't. It was really just I saw it and I thought it was hilarious that he was
Yeah.
sneaking up like that.
That's funny.
But then when this right there is paused, like that thing's taking a chunk out of the missus.
Yeah.
His intentions are a
Well,
little.
he wasn't very nice.
Well, we'll
little
just have
evil.
to see what Jordan says. I don't think I'm like that, but you never know.
Okay.
You never know.
Right.
Okay. You don't know. Okay. How about this one? This is an animal one. We actually are finishing with animals. Would you?
I was gonna say you got on that one lion one, and then you just kept scrolling
Yeah.
through the animal feed, didn't you?
No, I've
on the
collected these for
animal
months now.
algorithm.
These are not all recent. These are just like these are awesome. This
Okay.
one, I don't think so. But here, go watch this. This is not nothing like too crazy.
That's
Just
a
dude
wolf.
chilling with the wolf. Gives him a hug.
Oh, I
This
want
is
to hug a
our
wolf.
son's dream right here.
I mean,
Would you hug a wolf?
would you hug a wolf?
Yes.
Like you know it's a wolf.
Now, obviously, it's back to that lion one that they know each other some sort. Everything about that wolf, that when you know dog behavior, he's chill. Ears are not back.
He's chill.
Fur is not raised.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean my heart won't be racing
No,
out of my
probably-
My
chest.
heart would be racing, but I would still hug a wolf.
I would pet
That
it.
is a
But here's
beautiful
I
wolf.
was just we just went to one of the viewers' homes and visited him. We shot a Christmas video that will be on this YouTube channel on Christmas Day. We went and visited his house, and he has a hedgehog.
Oh my gosh, it was adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was just like, I'm cool. I pet it. He
I
doesn't
like
want to hold
holding
it.
Yeah, I
No,
kinda
here's
thought
what
you were gonna be
here's
into
a
that.
bunch of things on why I don't hold other people's animals and it's like same with babies. If that baby or animal does something that makes me drop them, oh, I'm sorry, I dropped him. Petting, no problem. Pinching the baby's cheek, no
That's a good
problem.
point.
Holding them, if I break their child or their hedgehog, these things are irreplaceable.
It's a good point.
So I tend to not do it because like I can't control that hedgehog. If the hedgehog bit me, I'm not gonna go, oh cool guy, let me just gently put you down. I'm like, you piece of poo,
I get it.
and chuck it.
I get it. I think I've thrown things that aren't mine.
Yes.
Shane says that was a lumberjack hugging a wolf. He must be Canadian.
Yeah, did you not see?
That's extra funny coming from Shane.
Yeah.
Because he's in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's what perceived Canadians
what
do.
the
Didn't
perception
you
is.
see the syrup in his hand?
No?
Do you have maple syrup?
Yeah.
Who did?
The Canadian wolf hugger.
He did?
No, Lily, he did not.
Oh.
Are you kidding me?
I was like, how'd you notice that?
I'm just playing on what Shane was saying.
That's funny.
That was a good, we should do that weekly. I like
All
that.
right, here we go. Last one. This is the last one.
there's
This
one
one.
more. We're
this
not
one-
done yet, folks.
That's a
We're
lot.
not
This
done yet.
one
Yeah.
is like just good for the soul. It's a bit like the turtle thing, but animal.
Would you?
This is
Would you, could ya?
This should be would you like an animal to do this with you? Any animal, okay?
right,
This
all
is
right,
any
all right.
animal. This is
Let's
so great. Ever make a snow angel? Wouldn't you like your animal to come along next to you and make a snow angel, okay?
Aw.
This is wild. Now you can sense that she's a little nervous in who's laying in the ground, who's making the snow angels, because you're like, oh, is he gonna jump on me?
Oh,
Then
yeah.
look at this.
Oh, that's
He
adorable.
comes down. She's making a snow angel, and now he's making a horse angel.
Oh.
That's
Isn't that
adorable.
awesome?
Yeah, that's really cool.
I would do that in a heartbeat with
That's good for this time of year. Now, could have all gone wrong if he would have got
Yeah,
up and
right.
stepped on her
or
or
even
something.
just like barely like was over
Rolled on
another
her?
foot or so.
I'm saying yes. I would like any of my animals. If I'm making a snow angel, they come next to me and make a snow angel. Yes, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cute.
That's a moment that you can't really recapture.
Somebody better be filming it, because lucky for her, she.
Yeah, you could tell she was a little worried.
Yeah, I mean that's probably I don't know how
Yeah.
much 1,000 pounds
Yeah.
Horses
half
are
a ton?
massive.
Yeah,
coming at you. Of course, you're gonna want to take your.
for sure.
But nonetheless, we hope you enjoyed today. A little bit different. We covered a lot of things inside One Wheel, and then had a little bit of fun.
I
so.
like our last comment on here. Wholesome.
Wholesome.
Hopefully
is
we're
wholesome.
wholesome.
Yeah, that was wholesome. That's that video right there is wholesome and just makes you have all the Christmas vibes. We will be here on Christmas Day with a video that will be fun for you to sit down with the whole family. We're working on it around the clock right now. It will air on our other YouTube channel on Christmas Eve if you want to come see it live at 8 a.m. Central Time, and you can do some hunting for our other YouTube channel. If you want to see it live, but we'll post it here. We get an opportunity to ride our One Wheel in some really cool places. And then it isn't as much riding one wheels as one would think. We're going to be in here in a podcast style talking about Christmas and talking about people's Christmas traditions. So it's going to be a fun sit around with the family drinking your favorite hot cocoa or hot chocolate,
Or
coffee, or whatever beverage you want to get through the holiday season and sit down and enjoy us hanging with you. It'll happen this Sunday live and then be a replay on this YouTube channel just for fun. So hopefully you get to enjoy that and you'll get to see how we got to. When I posted on my Instagram today a clip of us riding in one of those lit Christmas forests. I don't know what you call them.
A light show.
It's not a light show.
A light
though.
park.
A light drive-through.
Yeah, where you drive your car through, things are lit up. It's all timed up to music. We got to ride our one wheels through as many times as we want. It was a lot of fun.
It was fun.
And it was cold. But that will air this Sunday, 8 a.m. on our other YouTube channel. And then it'll be on this channel Christmas Day. And then you can catch it anytime after that. I have no idea what we're going to title it. But it'll be a lot of fun to just hang with you guys over this Christmas. So that said, everybody, if you're still watching.
Merry
seriously.
Christmas.
No!
You can't take that from him.
Oh, you were about to do it.
No, we're a YouTube channel. What have we not said yet that you're supposed to say on all YouTube videos? Say it.
Subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah.
And Merry Christmas.
Man alive, didn't you know when you say press the thumbs up, it like lights up now?
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
What
Yeah.
likes
No,
that?
you have not seen
Yes,
it.
I have because I go on the thumbs up.
No, but you see it like when I say click the thumbs up, it'll circle it. I don't know if it does it while we're live.
Okay.
I don't know if it does it. I just saw it on a video the other day. So give us thumbs up because it says to the computer that we did something awesome. Leave a comment down below because when you do that, we get to know what you're thinking and so do other people that are watching. And if you haven't subscribed, do it already. You just watched us for an hour or listened to us. All right, we got a lot of cool things in store for the new year. We have products that sit below this desk that have to be reviewed, that have not been reviewed, which we will do.
Giveaway.
We have a giveaway. We're doing 12 days of Christmas. We are really fine-tuning how we're going to do that. We're really excited about giving WTF rails. We're giving away a fender from Float Life as well. We're giving away a whole box.
Bunch of Chameleon Rail stuff.
Chameleon Rail stuff from shirts, hats, stands.
Very exciting.
It's really exciting. We're going to do it. I think what we might do potentially is go live every day for 12 days straight at the same time and just do a giveaway for 10 minutes. That's the thought.
Picking out a person from the chat. They
Yep.
gotta be
Anybody that's in the chat and subscribe, boom, they get it.
Like it.
So, but whatever's good, we got to figure out what's going to be advantageous because we want to grow on our YouTube channel at the same time. So it's both and. So thank you to Chameleon Rails for everything. Thanks for the hearts up I just saw that just went up there. Merry Christmas, everybody, as Lily said.
Bye, everybody.
We hope you have a great Christmas.
Bye.
Spend time with your family. Get them all together. Laugh together. Watch a great Christmas movie. Hopefully you get a white Christmas. We'll see you in the new year, everyone. Or on Sunday. Bye,
Merry
everybody.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.